nice, like camping.
Yeah.
All right, so
Intense.
corny joke. Unfortunately, I cannot claim for that. That is from a friend of mine at PT. I said something like, "Oh yeah, that's super intense." He's like camping. I'm like, what? He's like, intense? I was like, oh my god. All right, welcome back everyone. Today we're gonna be going over some exercises for your feet, your ankles, your calves. So if you stand a lot or are on your feet a lot, like my sister is for work, then we're gonna be going over some exercises. And welcome our special guest. Obviously not Entropy, this is my sister Remy. Entropy, come here. Entropy will be joining us maybe at some point or another. We do have the lacrosse balls, so you will need a few pieces of equipment. Lacrosse ball or softball or even tennis ball, and then we'll be using a kettlebell. I will also give an option with a foam roller if you want. So let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna start actually standing up, so Remy's gonna follow along as well. We're gonna place this ball of the foot. Now the balls are obviously red, hopefully you guys can see them, but Entropy unfortunately cannot play with it. So you're gonna start with whatever foot you want. You're gonna have a running clock, so you can start your watch, your timer, and you're gonna spend about 2 minutes on this one foot. So you're gonna rock from side to side, and this is right underneath the balls of the foot. So this is my foot here. These are like the balls of my feet. We're gonna go right underneath, kind of rocking side to side. Now if you find a spot that's crunchy, you can kind of sit, push on it for a second. We're gonna do that for about 5 to 10 reps back and forth. Then from here, you're gonna roll from the balls of the feet to the heel. So it's gonna be lengthwise down the foot. So you can kind of roll nice and slow to the heel and then back down. Again, 5 to 10 repetitions. As you do this, you can even go to the inside of the foot. So if this is the arch of my foot, I can go into the inside part of that arch. I can sit, push on it, hold, deep breath in, inhale, exhale, and then slowly push. How's it feel?
Crunchy.
Crunchy, yes. So crunchy just means there's a lot of scar tissue down there. If you've ever had plantar fasciitis, I've had plantar fasciitis, she has. It is not fun. It is no bueno. If you're not sure what that is, typically you have a lot of pain in that heel or even arch of the foot. It's very hard to put pressure on. Maybe in the morning you kind of walk around like this because you can't put pressure on there.
That's how I am at the end of the day.
And what?
End of the day of work.
Yeah, end of the day of work, right? So if you wear like steel toe boots, if you wear really rigid shoes, it's gonna be challenging. Also, if you are looking for shoes, my sister actually has her pair here. This is the ballistic trainer from GoRuck. It is very comfortable. This is my go-to training shoe. She's actually been wearing them as well. I would recommend going up half a size. I typically wear a 10, so I go up 10 and a half. Remy, what do you wear?
Oh, I think it's an 11.
11, so Remy wears an 11. Again, I prefer to have a little extra space in the toe, but this is their like military green, olive green. I love it. This and the navy blue and the black are my favorite. 11 and a half. Oh, look at that. So up half the size. But these are the GoRuck ballistic trainer if you're looking for a good shoe to train in the gym or just walk out and about. We'll be running some errands and going to an appointment, so we'll be utilizing these. I'll put it here so you guys can look at the beautiful shoe in the background. All right, so last part, we're gonna get to the heel now. We're gonna get to the heel palm, and you're just gonna rock back and forth, side to side. I used to have plantar fasciitis on my right side, so it's really crunchy right there, right? So it doesn't feel the most pleasant, but again, doing this every single day for about 2 to 3 minutes on each side will be helpful. You can, if it's too much to go heel, you can go heel, then you go arch, then you go balls of the foot, and I'll typically do that. Again, I'll set a timer and go back in there.
So where it's crunchy, I want to sit on?
Yeah, so if it's crunchy, you kind of want to sit on it, press into it, kind of roll back and forth. It's kind of like a muscle you want to roll back and forth to kind of get it to release. You can also go on the side of the foot as well. It's a little harder with a lacrosse ball. Maybe if you have like a golf ball, it's a little easier with the side of the foot. I've been having some issues and the side of that foot has been really helpful to roll out. All right, let's switch to the other side. So again, same thing, working ball of the foot. You guys can kind of follow along with this video. Also, if this is new to your channel or new to you, feel free to subscribe, turn on the notifications bell, share with others. Hopefully this will help other people like this is helping myself. My sister's also newly pregnant, so she's wearing a nice comfortable dress. It looks really cute on her. So again, sole of the foot, balls of the foot, heel, side to side. Again, you can go in any order. You can go heel, arch, balls of the foot versus the order that I did, but the important thing is to roll out and utilize this. Like I said, if you don't have a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball or a softball or even a golf ball, you could use maybe a can of soup, anything that's rigid. Maybe if you have those like canning jars, you could use that. Anything that's gonna be rigid. Glass, be careful. Again, I'm not recommending you roll out with glass, but something maybe like a rolling pin would be good. Do you want your feet on a rolling pin? I don't know, it's a different topic. Okay, we're almost there. Just wash it, yeah. Or just get a lacrosse ball. If you want a lacrosse ball, Rogue has a pack of 5. You can check out the links below. They will utilize that. But again, highly recommend utilizing this every single day. I try to do this at least twice a day, if not twice and at least once. If you stand a lot, walk a lot, highly recommend this. All right, cool. So that's gonna be our last one. Real quickly, we're just gonna stretch it out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the balls of the feet down, stretch out that one foot. Then you're gonna tuck your toes, and try to stretch out the top of that foot and even to the shin. If this is near impossible to do, then this is something I would incorporate in. Hold for 10, 20 seconds. Right, nice little stretch. Where do you feel it, Remy?
Feels great.
What did you say?
I said it feels great.
I said, where do you feel it?
Oh, in the front, like
the shin,
ankle.
Okay, yeah. So again, so if your ankles are tight, if you're looking to improve your ankle mobility, looking to release any tightness or tension in your toes or ankle, this is a great stretch. Go to the switch. So same thing, balls of the foot here. Obviously, I'm wearing black socks, kind of hard to tell, but I'm pressing my foot forward, a little stretch in the arch, balls of the foot. Then I feel like I need to pop the toe. There we go. And now we're gonna again tuck that toe and then press. I have better range of motion on my one foot than the other. Also, if you feel like you're gonna cramp, like I just did, come out. But this is a great stretch. Just gonna open up that the front of the ankle, calf, and foot. All right, cool. So we're gonna put the lacrosse balls to the side for now. Next, second exercise that we're gonna be utilizing is gonna be a kettlebell. So we'll pull these forward, up a little more. And then we're just gonna use this kind of as a reference point. Ramsey, you can go ahead and come and sit on down. So let's start with the right ankle. So I'm gonna put my low part of my ankle, kind of right by my Achilles on top of that bell, and then I'm gonna place my other leg on top. So if you're facing that way, I'm just gonna face this way so you can see a little bit better. That's fine. So same thing here, other legs on top, and now we're gonna roll in, roll out. It may feel crunchy.
So good.
So good. While you're here, you can also point the bottom foot, flex. If this is not enough, you can always lift your hips, but that might be super intense for you. If that's too much, you can even take your opposite leg off and just keep that one leg on. So you're gonna do about 2 to 3 rotations, and then you're gonna walk yourself up. So you're gonna bring your foot or lower your foot across that bell. So go a little bit higher, Rems. There you go. So same thing, back and forth. You can go nice and slow, point, flex, make a circle. All right, good. So it feels super crunchy. Now, this is the alternative. If you don't have a kettlebell, you could use a foam roller or a hard PVC pipe. Anything that essentially is gonna allow you to roll out that calf. Now, if you have a tight Achilles or issues, lower leg, start lower leg. If you feel like the top of your calf is a little more tender by the gastrocnemius, which is up here, then you can utilize that. I'm moving the bell versus my body because I'm not gonna run into Remy, so we'll go up a little higher. So we work into like the meaty part of the calf. So again, everyone's a little different. Yeah, perfect. And then you'll work up all the way to the base of your knee. Okay. So we wanna essentially work up to, like I said, the base of the knee. You do wanna make sure you're not going on the back of the knee. Again, just think of your calf area. Now, you have the tibialis muscle, which is in the front shin. You have the gastroc, the soleus, obviously the Achilles, and then you have the peroneals. I've heard some people say it's peroneals, but as far as I know, it's peroneals, which is the side of the calf. I will utilize the foam roller for that to get the side of the calf and the shin. It's a little hard to do with the kettlebell here. Good, how do you feel? Crunchy?
It's just tight. Not even crunchy.
Tight like a tiger?
Yes. Point like a tiger.
Point like a tiger. What is it? Smoking a pancake? Bong and a blitz? That is from Austin Powers movie. If you guys have not seen that, I highly recommend it. I feel like we should watch that movie. It's been a hot minute.
Yes.
All right, so once you get to the top of the calf, same thing. You can always lift the hips. We're gonna go to the other side. You can start at the top and work your way down. That would look like this. So go ahead and switch. Good, I'm gonna start at the top. Roll in and out. Right, I can adjust my angle, point, flex, make a circle, and everything that we're doing here with the kettlebells, you can do the PVC pipe or foam roller.
Yeah.
So starting at the top, obviously the foam roller is a little bit closer to the ground, so it might be a little harder. This elevates the leg, so it makes it a little easier to get into the crunchy areas. Also, the surface, the diameter of the handle of the bell here is smaller, so it's more intense. You could even, if you don't have this, you only have, maybe you have a yoga block and a lacrosse ball, you can put the lacrosse ball on top of the yoga block and then get that elevated aspect or platform. But because the surface area of the lacrosse ball is smaller and it's not set like this, it might move a little bit more. But again, just providing you guys options and alternatives for that. How's that feel?
Great.
Great, great. Ship shape. Doesn't hurt so much here or here, but right here. Nope, fine. Good God, what happened to your face, Richard? Actually, I mixed those two lines together. Good God, what happened to your face? I knew it, Richard. Again, that is from Tommy Boy, one of the greatest movies ever, I think. All right, good. So we're gonna slowly come on up. Awesome. Now we obviously don't have shoes on right now, but the great stretch we're gonna do. Go ahead and come on up. You're on your thing. We're gonna come up. We're just gonna put our foot on that bell. A little harder with just your bare feet. A little easier if you have your shoes, you have your ballistic trainers on. The leg is straight, and I'm just gonna hinge forward. You should feel that stretch in the back of the calf. You feel that? Mm-hmm. Awesome. And then even if you're barefoot, you can probably put the foot on top and then kind of lean into it. Be gentle here because your foot slides. But again, leg straight. And the other alternative is to bend the knee. Try to drive the knee towards the heel, or the handle, excuse me. Where do you feel that? The lower?
It's like stuck.
It's stuck, yeah. Where do you feel it? Ankle, Achilles?
It's just
Lower.
back here.
Yeah, so hers feels entire area. I feel this more in the heel, Achilles, so everyone's a little different. Switch foot, so same thing, again, 30 seconds. Like I said, a little bit easier with shoes on, but we did the lacrosse ball on the bottom of the foot, so it's all a little bit beneficial for yourself. So if you struggle with foot pain, right, foot pain can go upline, so maybe hips or knees, that can come from your feet. I will say most of us spend a majority of time on our feet. We don't typically crawl, we don't walk on our hands a lot, unless you're a gymnast or you're training for something specific.
Or baby.
Or what? Or baby, you're on your hands and knees. But for the most of us adults, go and bend the knee. Most of us adults, we are spending a lot of time on our feet. So to stretch out the balls of the feet, to break up some of that scar tissue, to stretch out our calves, is gonna be very important. If you walk a lot, you run a lot, you're on your feet, period. These are great exercises to incorporate. The first one was the lacrosse ball. The second one here was the kettlebell. We're gonna do one final one. This is more of a low dragon stretch. We don't have to use weight, but we can amplify it with weight. All right, good, come on out. So we'll put the bells to the side. Good. So the first one is gonna you'll have you go to an angle. We'll go to an angle. So if I'm in a dragon position, 90-degree angle with both legs, I'm just gonna bend my knee as far as I can past my toes, getting my hamstring to the back of my calf, and I'm keeping that back hip kind of square. There you go. Where do you feel that?
My
Calf, Achilles?
Yeah.
So again, the goal here is just get your knee as far as you can. You want to keep your entire foot in contact with the ground. If there's a slight elevation of your heel, which you can kind of see here in my foot position, I'll switch legs actually, a little easier. So as I get into the bottom position, my heel slightly comes up. Is it intense? Like camping?
Yeah, it's a little hard on my knee.
Like camping?
Yeah.
All right, so
Intense.
corny joke. Unfortunately, I cannot claim for that. That is from a friend of mine at PT. I said something like, "Oh yeah, that's super intense." He's like camping. I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Intense." I was like, "Oh my god." All right, so again, ankle or foot is entirely in contact with the ground. If there's slight elevation, so some space in between the heel and the floor, that's fine. But I'm looking to use my body weight into the thigh into the shin, calf, and calf shin going forward. This is creating some severe flexion or dorsiflexion here between the foot and the shin, but this is great to open up the back of the calf. Beautiful. Good. Awesome. And then we'll switch. Same thing, opposite side. Now, if you can't get this position, a way to modify is to add a plate, like a 45-pound plate or something, a box underneath, and then you can still work that range of motion. If you're like this down here, then just lean back slightly. We're going to move that knee past that toe. How's that feel? Looks like you have that range of motion.
Yeah.
So it just says, so great example here. My sister has great range of motion, great ability to get that shin and foot angle closer to each other. It looks like she has way better depth, right? Hamstrings pretty much touching her entire calf. So this is obviously showing that her right side's a lot more flexible, more mobile. Her left side's a lot tighter. So what I would recommend for her is to work on starting with her left side first, maybe spending a little more time on the left side, or if she did 3 rounds, do 1 round on the left, then 1 round on the right, and then finish with the left. I did a lot of exercises like that with my right shoulder. So that's what I would recommend for her, an individual that needs to maybe improve a little more range of motion on the left side. Go, let's come on up. Last, this is a bonus exercise here. This is gonna be working on plantar flexion of the ankle. So if you look at improving your running, improving your walking, or just improving your body just because you spend a lot of time on your feet, being able to get some plantar flexion, meaning I'm pointing my toes, right? We did that stretch here. This is essentially a step up. I'm gonna untuck my toes and I'm gonna sit my butt to my heels with my toes touching. And in this position, we want to have, like I said, toes touching, heels apart. If you can get your heels to touch, that's great, but that might be a lot of pressure on the ankle. So we are just trying to get our butt to our heels, and we're gonna sit here in this position. How's it feel? Any stretching?
Not really.
No. So if you're very flexible, she obviously has great plantar flexion, no stretching. If you've had any knee injuries or ankle injuries, surgeries, and you have a lot of scar tissue and you can't sit all the way back, that's fine. You can place a block or maybe a towel or a pillow to sit to hopefully relax, maybe a yoga mat if you need something a little more firm. But essentially that'll elevate yourself, allowing you to stretch. But we're getting to the point where we're stretching that front side of that shin and calf. Wow, my legs are dry. So we can sit in this position here. Again, 30 seconds, a minute, find yourself comfortable. If you don't really feel anything, that's fine. You could always hit amplify by putting maybe a yoga block or a towel underneath your toes. So you're essentially pushing your feet there and then you're asking for more extension of that ankle. All right, cool.
Yeah, if I like point my toes a little bit more, I kind of feel it a little bit.
Yeah, and so that's a great point, right? So you can go and stand up if you want. If she actively like pointed her toes or was extending that toe a little bit more, she feels that stretch a little bit more. So she would just need a little bit more to feel that stretch. So that wraps up our session today on terms of exercises you can utilize to help your feet feel better, help help your body feel better if you spend a lot of time on your toes, feet, heels, whatever it might be. This will hopefully help us. Give a little round of applause to Remy, our demo, and she's bored. She's sitting outside. She's over it. I would love your guys' support by subscribing, turning the notifications bell on, and sharing this with others. Hopefully this helps others. Anything that I can do to amplify and help other people in the health and fitness industry would obviously warms my heart, but it also hopefully helps make it worth it in the end. So if you guys want to support, feel free to check out the links below and feel free to share with others. I'll see you guys next time.